Hey y'all, welcome back to, well, welcome if this is your first time. And if not, then welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is the Anytime, Anywhere podcast where you're liable to hear anything at any given time, anywhere. So be prepared. I'm your host, Jaleesa Kayla, and today is Thursday, Thriving Thursdays. So this is like a special episode because I don't know how long this episode is gonna be. I just randomly got a thought, got a download. I just left myself like a message, which I've done often in the past. I've either left myself messages like voice notes or wrote to myself or made videos, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. So, by indirectly, I mean just journaling, jotting down what's going on with me in the present moment for a day or for, maybe over the span of a year or some months or weeks or, anything that has been significant in my past. I've, for the most part, have been good with like journaling about it, especially like in my teenage years. Oh my gosh, call me Moesha. Like, I was a journal girl, I was a diary girl, diaried down. And I'm a little saddened because I moved a lot when I was a kid, so a lot of like my belongings, a lot of my writings, y'all, I used to write stories, like full on books that could be published. Like, I used to write stories, I used to write, about what was really going on in my life, as well as like, what is it, fiction, um fiction stories and things of that nature. I think that's so stupid. Like, maybe it's just me. Let me know. I don't give a shit if it is just me, but maybe it's just me. I hate the fact that nonfiction is the supposed truth, or actual facts and accounts, while fiction is the opposite. Like, whatever. Anyway, like, I just feel like it should be like nonfiction. Like, if it's not the truth, non facts, non truth, this is make believe. That should have been the one with the non. And I don't even know if this makes sense or it sounds right. But those of y'all who feel me. Like, yeah, it should have just been like that. Let it be that. Just let it be that. I forget how it goes, but Leon Thomas, like, I think I'm gonna go see him for my birthday. That's gonna be one of the things I do for my birthday. Okay. But yeah, when it comes to fiction and nonfiction, I think nonfiction should have been what's not true, and fiction should have been what's true, what actually took place, what, not make believe or made up or fantasy or whatever. I don't know. When it comes to literature and stuff like that. Anyway, okay. Um, yeah, I've been a journal girl, a diary girl. So I've been someone who's always like looked back at different points in my life through my writings, through my videos, with the new age of technology and being able to record yourself. Because honestly, when I jumped off the porch, I had a Nokia. And the only thing you could do on a Nokia was call your mom, your dad, your friends. Um, I'm sure I could send text messages. I don't even recall, y'all, because I buried a lot of my childhood. But that's another story. However, yeah, I had a Nokia, a red Nokia. A red Nokia, that joint was fire as fuck. I ain't gonna hold y'all. A red flip Nokia when I jumped off the porch. And I was so excited that my parents, allowed me, and they were in agreement of allowing me to have a cell phone. I think I was like between the ages of 11 and 12 ish. Yeah. But yeah, the only thing you could do on those phones was syntax, call, and play Snake. Like, that's all you could do. Now, were there more advanced phones out? Yes, of course. But maybe it was like a humbling thing, especially on my father's side. Like, to give me a phone that wasn't like super high tech or whatever. So, whatever. I had a phone, okay? More than what most kids my age at that time could say. So I'm grateful for that. But you couldn't do a lot on those phones. But now, you know, that time has progressed and technology and stuff has progressed. Now you can record yourself, you can voice record. Um, yeah, that's how I do a lot of my podcasting is through voice recording. Just in case, I'm sure you all know that because it's an Anytime Anywhere podcast, and where else are you going to be able to talk on a device to deliver a podcast episode but through voice memo, or you know, through video, and then you extract the audio files. Yeah, I've been there, done that. I'm not going to say I wouldn't do it again. However, it's just why do that when I could just record a voice note? I don't know. But yeah, so I've always been someone who looks back at my writings, my videos, uh, voice notes, just different things that I would either leave for myself, like I said, purposely, or you know, I was just experiencing life and I wanted to document it. And then I was, you know, thankfully, because I've, you know, had different phones over periods of long periods of times. Like I've had so many different phones and devices, they've been able to remain in one space. You know, so I'm grateful for that, and I've been able to like look back at them and just see how much I've grown, and just understand more of where I was at that time, what was going on, why was it going on, you know, pick out themes that were constantly cycling back in my life, and just to see how far I've grown, not just on a, you know, in a negative sense, but overall, like my growth, what I don't allow anymore, what no longer like interests me, or what no longer is a part of my life, what has become more integrated in my life, you know. And just even down to like personal self-talk, like how I talk to myself, because like I said, some of them I was directly talking to myself, like, hey, you, in the future we're going to be A, B, and C. And then the others, it was just, you know, me just documenting what was going on at the time. So just to see how I've grown in loving myself, talking to myself, referring to myself and my situations and experiences and things of that nature. And while doing that, or while thinking about that, presently, like maybe like 15 minutes ago, I was just walking and I was thinking to myself, like, yo, you planted a lot of beans. And then beans went to something else. So ultimately, the message to myself was, um, you know, be grateful for the beans of all kinds, all sorts of beans, whether it's actual beans you eat, yes, the beans that make you, you know, pass gas, but it's really like beans good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. um yes, those beans, be grateful for those beans, be grateful for the beans that you get from other people. Beans meaning gems, beans meaning, you know, gifts and messages and just little trinkets, whether physical or spiritual. Yeah, be grateful for those beans. Be grateful for the beans that are downloaded into your own psyche from the Most High. You know, those are beings, those are gems. Having direct contact to the Most High is such a gift. Like, oh my gosh, like the greatest gift of all. Actually, it's the greatest gift of all. Um, but yeah, be grateful for the beans. And then I took it a step even further. I started chuckling to myself because there was a time, like when I was younger, we ate a lot of beans. We had to eat a lot of beans, right? Beans, there were so many, like you could have it for days, right? It would feed a lot of people. It wasn't always the most glamorous meal. You didn't always have a taste for it. However, they kept you full. They kept you, you know, satisfied. Like I said, not in the sense that they taste the best, but just satisfied that you didn't go to bed hungry. You didn't go to bed, you know, with an empty stomach, a growling, angry, empty stomach. It wasn't empty. So, and that's what's most important. It wasn't empty. Next is what you're putting into your body, but most importantly, like, you're not starving. You know, your ribs aren't touching your back, or should I say, your belly button isn't touching the back of your spine, right? So being grateful for those beings, but just because today is Thriving Thursday, just thinking about um, the growth that I've been able to attain and the prosperity that has come into my life after having times where like I was down to my last. I don't even have a last to be down to. Like once you think you hit rock bottom, there's like another bottom. Like being at those points in life or those perceived rock bottoms, right? Or below rock bottom. And being in the space that I am in now on a Thriving Thursday, just looking back and I can recount, like, just to say thank you and to be so grateful to be where I am now. I just told myself, like, appreciate your beans. You know, I just made a big ass pot of lentils. I was able to give some to people and help them with their health. And, you know, like, listen, I could go on about that, but I was so grateful for those pot of lentils. Like, and they tasted so mother freaking good. Like, the more I cook them, the better they get. Like, the better my recipe just hits. So I'm grateful for that. But be grateful for the beans, meaning be grateful. Be grateful for the beans. Let me just finish. I'm so excited. I feel like my niece, when she's like so excited, we can barely both even get it out because we're just so excited. What came to my mind was be grateful for the beans now so that if and when you have to eat them, they'll be that much more enjoyable later. And the reason I say that is because when I I looked at my pantry at I keep seeing 33 everywhere. 33. I looked at my pantry, you know, I was low on funds, low on food, but I'm like, I know I got shit in here I can cook. It's not what I necessarily want, but it's gonna be the best, you know, the best shit because I'm gonna cook it really good. I'm gonna add all the spices and seasons. I'm gonna really do it up. So, you know, and it's healthy for me. So how can I miss out? How can it not be good? You know? It's all about the attitude you have while you're cooking and what's going on while you're making a meal. That's why they say you can taste when love was put into the meal. You can taste, you know, when somebody felt good while they were cooking it. Had to take a little break, eat my banana. Okay. But like I was saying, so I was someone who at one point I did not know what lentils were, how to cook them. I didn't want anything to do with them. But I did research when I was looking up, you know, healthy things that give you protein and fiber and all that jazz. Like, I came across that info and I was like, okay, well, they seem like they're good for you. However, I don't know what to do with them. And they kind of remind me of beans. They go at like mid to low end of my list when it comes to eating food. You know, I like fun food, I like yummy food, which a lot of the times, 33, coming from the lifestyle that I had and how I was raised, like lentils and beans and stuff like that aren't fun foods. Like they are good for you, but they're not fun. They're not the yummiest. You know, the yummiest typically are the foods that aren't the best for you, like the cheese and the milk, and that includes sugars and stuff like that. I'm doing my hardest not to curse. It was stuff like that. So looking at lenses, I'm like, I don't want this shit. But over time, you know, changing my mindset, changing um up how I eat, you know, especially around my lady days, like just changing different things up for myself. Like not to say that I still don't, you know, have a slice of pizza or the things that aren't the best for me here and there. However, I've learned how to integrate more of what's best for me, what's better for my health, you know, in the long run versus what's fun and what's fun and what tastes good right now, you know. I've been able to be stronger than my desires and what brings me pleasure in all areas of life. But we talking about beans, y'all. Stay with me. I promise I'm getting there. So I told myself to appreciate the beans and be grateful for the beans now, and they'll taste so much better later. And that's the truth. Like I said, I looked at my pantry. All I had was some lentils. I think it was some lima beans in there too, but the lentils, I was like, yeah, I choose you, like Pokemon and shit. Like lentils, I choose you. So I grabbed the lentils and I'm like, okay, we've been playing around with recipes, but I think I might have it this time. Like we're gonna do our best to make these things pop and taste like a pot of black eyed peas on New Year's, or a pot of lima beans or whatever. Because those are the beans I grew up on. Or like a good 15 bean soup with some meat in it. Oh my gosh. Like, let me know. Did you grow up on beans? Are you somebody who had 15 bean soup on Didac with the rice and the cornbread? Listen, y'all don't know nothing about good eating. And it took me, some time to realize that it was just that good and better for me. Versus pizza. Okay? So I say this to say, because I don't want to make this long and drawn out. I'm working on my communication, y'all. Eat your beans, or appreciate your beans. Appreciate those times where you might not have a lot in your fridge and all you got is beans in your cabinet, because that's what you save those beans for. Like, typically, people don't make beans if they got, fried chicken or some fried fish and shrimp and macaroni and cheese and quesadillas and whatever. Like, if you got more of the stuff that you actually enjoy eating and like eating and prefer to eat, you're not gonna save those for later to make a pot of beans for like 2 or 3 days to eat off of. Like, you're just not. You're gonna save those beans for as a last resort when it comes to eating. Like, niggas be on a dying bed like, I don't want to, but go on ahead and sort those beans and clean them and put them on. I want to live. Like, niggas is not eating beans until they damn near about to die of starvation. And then it's like, okay, cook the beans. And if you're somebody who does, then of course I'm not talking to you, and kudos to you, shout out to you. You really mastered, you've just mastered how to alchemize that energy and not give into your desires, and also to like give your body a break. Like, your body gets tired of breaking down that fucking mucus from the milk and the cheese and fucking the meat, the estrogen from the meat, the high amounts of that shit. Like, your body be needing a break, okay? So shout out to you. But yeah, when you have to buy the beans, or your mom tells you to go get the beans, go get the beans out of aisle 5 while I'm over here getting a hoagie tray or whatever. I don't know. Like, appreciate having to get those beans, because one, it lets you know that regardless, you're supported in the near future. For if a time does come, where you have to resort on those beans, when you have to resort to those beans. I don't know. That doesn't sound right saying that for some reason, but yeah, you know what I mean. Or when the day comes where you gotta put those pot of beans on because ain't shit else there. Like, appreciate even being able to purchase those beans, or if they was gifted to you. A lot of times, I don't know if you've ever had like boxes from church, or when certain centers or organizations give out food. Typically they'll give you like a bag of beans or a box of beans, or I don't know how your beans come where you from, but they'll give you beans sometimes in those donations, because people know 1000% that beans, one, like I said earlier, go a long way. They feed a lot of people, depending on how many bags you got. And they're just a necessity for a rainy day when it's a drought. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate those beans, because there's people out there who wish they had those beans. They wish they had those lentils. They wish they had something that they could have for the times where, again, shit is low. They forgot they had. You know how much of a gift it is, and how like oh my gosh, like how grateful you gotta be to open your refrigerator door like 10 times to realize like ain't shit in here, and this is not the Barney bag. If I open the door, ain't nothing new is going to fucking appear. Like, okay, we down to our last. Damn near don't have a last to be down to. We ate the last, and we ate the last that came after the last, which is probably the leftovers from your last. And then you like, all right, let me stop opening this refrigerator door before I fucking make the light blow, the light bulb blow in this bitch. And then you transfer that energy over to the cabinets. Now you open up the cabinets. All you see is a half a bag of sugar. What you gonna have, sugar water? No, we off that. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're in a space where you don't have to have sugar water. But you know, times is times. I'm not judging. Been there too. I've never drank sugar water. Like, I've tried it, but I was like, oh no, this is another level. Like, I will starve. But I've been in company. I've witnessed, you know, family members having or feeling like they had to drink sugar water or wanting to drink sugar water. I'll just give me the water. Just give me the water. My tongue, thank goodness, has never been set up in that way to where I want sugar water to, you know, fulfill me or fill me up or whatever. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. You know, not far from it. Was never far from it. I just didn't choose it. Okay. But yeah, you looking in the cabinet, it's just some sugar, fucking seasonings. You can make seasoned water, like, but better yet, when you look in the last cabinet, you like, a bag of fucking lentils. You know, like, your mouth ever start watering off the last that you tried to shade, that you tried to front on, like, and your last, it doesn't have to be beans. You know, some people really enjoy beans. Like I said, that they will cook them before they get down to their last because they just love beans like that. Whatever is the last resort to you. It could be oodles and noodles. It could be hot dogs. It could be Vienna sausage. It could be beans. It could be, I don't know, whatever your last is. Your last could be vegetables. I don't know. You freeze all your vegetables before they go bad because you know you're not eating them really throughout the course of a normal, you know, week or month or whatever. When you get down to your last and it's like, fuck, all I got is vegetables. But when you see them shits, when you at your wit's end and you see them shits in the freezer or the fridge or in the can, shit, wherever they may be, it's just like, oh my gosh, there is a savior. Like, oh, I thought I didn't have nothing, but here you are, you magic bag of beans. You magic bag of lentils. Like, y'all, when I cook them fucking lentils, the best lentils I ever made, I promise you. And I've made some good batches of lentils, like different styles, different flavors, different seasonings. I've been experimenting. But these last batch of lentils that I made, the fucking best. Like, and I just had to tell myself, like, thank you, and I'm grateful for wherever these lentils came from. Whoever, you know, however I was able to get them, I'm grateful for it, because it was once upon a time I would front on beans, I would front on lentils. But me knowing that there's going to come a time probably where I'll need them, and hopefully, you know, those times lessen. Not that I don't have to eat them, because now lentils are just a part of, you know, my diet. They're a part of my diet. I'm gonna buy lentils just like I buy that filet mignon. Well, I don't eat steak. Just like I buy them lamb chops. Like, and I'm gonna buy them proudly. I'm gonna buy them with the same enthusiasm, with the same emotion that I have when I'm picking up those lamb chops from the deli. When I'm picking out that pint of ice cream, you know, Van Louis, like, I'm buying those lentils with the same enthusiasm. You know, like, I'm appreciative because I know I have more knowledge now. I have more experience when it comes to cooking them. And I'm just so appreciative that they even exist. The option for this exists when times may come that I feel like, fuck, I can't eat lamb chops today. But you know what? I can eat lentils. You know when I can have a big ass pot of lima beans. And I'm super blessed if I got some butter and some cornbread. What? you shitting me? Like, be appreciative for the ability to purchase the lentils. Be appreciative to have the beans when you can receive them, when you can purchase them. You may not need them in that moment, but know that they'll come in handy later. Know that they'll be like a part of your saving grace later on in life. That's what that message like said to me, and I chuckled because in that instant when I thought about the beans, all forms and varieties of beans, all examples, like I said, ideas that people drop on you. You know what I'm saying? Gifts that people give you verbally, mentally, physically. When somebody wishes you well, when somebody tells you something that's good for your soul, when somebody gives you a bit of information that's going to help you thrive and propel in life, that's going to be a catalyst. It could be big or small beans. That's funny as fuck too, because I love a giant lima bean. I have some family members who despise the giant ones. Just cook them right. Don't cook them until, the skin is falling off of them. Like, no, you gotta cook them low and slow, and don't rush them. Don't rush the beans that are given to you. Don't rush through. You know what I'm saying? Don't demonize what's been put in place or been given to you to appreciate and to honor. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. I just got a bean. This girl was looking at her phone, and that gave me the go to make the turn I needed to make, because otherwise I was gonna miss my turn. But yeah, I just hopefully, my mind just be going, and I'm gonna express and share. I need to put out a disclaimer. I see people are watching, listening, viewing. Right now, presently, I haven't been getting, an abundance of or should I say the likes and the follows haven't been matching the views. Cool, shit happens, it's a slow burn. However, if you ever find yourself in disagreements or disliking my views and the content that I put out, know that it's just not for you, and that's okay. I'm not gonna make this disclaimer too many times. What I am gonna do though is it's just gonna be an ongoing thing where it's just a part of the message, period. Okay. But I'm making this in this moment as I speak, in this episode specifically. But if you find yourself not aligning, cool. I don't speak from a place of wanting or needing you to agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool when people do relate. It's cool when people do align, because who wants to feel like they're alone in this world? Nobody. But I'm someone who knows who I am, so I don't need anyone to be in agreement. Maybe you listen, but you don't like because you're not in agreement, and then it's like, well, why are you here? You feel good about that? You like that? You like that, mama? You like that, dada? Like, why are you here? But yeah, if you ever find yourself in disagreements or messages don't align, know that I post this content for myself first. Okay, I post it for myself first. I won't say it only for myself, because again, I'm sharing it with the universe. I'm sharing it with the world. So I know at some point there are people who agree. And thank you to the people who do like. And I want it to be a genuine like. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't for once ever think that when I tell y'all to like and share, it's just because I just want you to like and share. Like, yes, I do want the hype. Also, you can hype this video up too. In all videos. Hype up my videos. Like them. Share them. Comment. Subscribe to my channel. If you feel called to. That's only if you feel called to. That's just like when I'm working on my clothing line and I'm making drops. I don't want people to buy just because of my name. I don't want people to buy just because they, like me as a person. I want you to genuinely appreciate and like and understand where I'm coming from. I want the clothes to be in alignment with you and your lifestyle and what you stand for and how you like to look, I don't want you to just do it just because, like, oh, that's nasty. I've never been that type of person. So when I tell you to like and comment and subscribe, it's not because I just want to build this community that's all, yeah, Jaleesa Kayla, Jaleesa Kayla, Jaleesa Kayla. Like, I know my tribe are people who are individuals, you know. They can appreciate other people and their creative ideas and their artistry and their work and their essence while still being true to themselves, you know. My community is those of you who align with the message or align with the comedy or align with the humor, align with, you know, life experiences. But while you align and some things may be similar, you know that you have your own story to tell, your own story to share if you choose to, you know. I'm not here to tell you what to like or what to do, but I am here to tell you that I'm not gonna like I'm not here to cater to you, you know. I'm just here to answer the call and to express myself as I see fit, you know. So that's just something to think about, but a little bean, if you will. Okay. Had to leave that bean. And it's not to, you know, make you feel down or no type of way, but you can also think about how you can apply that to your own life. If you're someone listening who feels like you have to cater to everybody else's needs, feel like you have to tailor what you share and what you do to fit what society says is acceptable. So, you know, get the claps and the praises and applause of other people. Why would I need another human being's approval to live out what the Most High has materialized? Like, I am love materialized. You are love materialized. You know, we all come from a higher source. You know, it depends on what you believe in, but I trust that if you're here, you know, we here. Okay, doing the eye to eye, two finger motion when I say we're here. Okay. And if not, maybe that's a bean, you know, for whatever reason you're here, you're listening. But yeah, like, don't feel like you have to cater to society. I'm just here expressing myself, giving my piece of the pie. And it's sweet potato pie. You know, sometimes it's cheesecake topped with sweet potato pie. Like, sometimes it's creme brulee. Like, listen, it's whatever. But always know that it's me, like, truly genuinely me in the present. And if you hear me another time and I'm conflicting my views, growth has happened, change has happened. You know, there's some type of change within me. And allow yourself to be that change too. Allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to change, allow yourself to be appreciative of your highs and your lows. Be appreciative of those beings now. All parts of you now. Okay? Be appreciative of every being that makes up you, the whole bag. So when you put that bit on high, no, you don't cook beans on high. When you put that bit on low and slow, later it's gonna be that much greater. Like, the outcome is going to be so much better when you take your time, when you're appreciative of your abilities to do, to have, to explore. Okay? So I'm going to leave the message there. I just wanted to drop that. It was just a thought and an idea that I needed to express and get out. And now that I've done so, I'll allow you to go back to your day. Be sure, if you fucking with it, if you messing with the channel, if you bring with it, to like, share, subscribe, comment, hype this video up, hype me up, you know, if you feel moved to. If not, cool, I'm going to be here hyping myself up. And after you do all of that, if you don't do anything else on this rainy but beautiful, thriving Thursday, okay, I feel like rain is a symbolism of abundance. Like, nigga, can you count the drops? No. Okay, anyways, be sure to love yourself always and always. And I will talk to y'all in the next episode. Bye, you guys.